The Suwałki Gap is particularly vulnerable to Russian threats due to its proximity to the Kaliningrad region. We respond very strongly to these Russian and Belarusian provocations, of which Wagner's group is an instrument. Like Poland, Lithuania also faces Belarusian hybrid attacks. Vilnius is particularly concerned about the activity of the Wagner group in Belarus. We strengthened the protection of our border after the Wagner group began deploying its units in Belarus. We see that a military group in Belarus can be a big temptation for Lukashenko and Putin to use them to provoke against NATO countries. On August 1st, 2 Belarusian helicopters flew into Polish airspace for about 10 minutes. Due to their low trajectory, they were not spotted by radars. Every situation must be properly identified, and lessons must be learned for the future. And no doubt lessons are also being learned from what happened around Białowieza. According to reports from the services, a group of about 100 mercenaries from under the Wagner sign has gathered in the vicinity of the Suwałki Gap. Today, Radosław Sikorski, commenting on the latest Belarusian provocation, argued that the helicopters that were in the Polish sky should have been shot down. If those helicopters flew on the Polish side for 10 minutes, there was plenty of time to shoot them down. So you think they should have been shot down? Well, if Wagner groups had crossed the Polish border, what would you have done with them? Such statements would be in place if they were articulated by the Kremlin media. They would be in place if they were treated as a kind of provocation, but they are a manifestation of inexperience. The Belarusian people are being suppressed by Alexander Lukashenko. Any expression of dissent is severely punished. Polish journalist Andrzej Poczobut has been sentenced to 8 years in a gulag. At the moment, there is a situation where civil society in Belarus is dead because of the fact that there is permanent repression by the Belarusian authorities, and most of the active opposition has gone into exile. Meanwhile, as Voice of America reported, citing International Criminal Court in The Hague, President Piotr Hofmański, the tribunal is studying the possibility of issuing a new arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin. This has to do with war crimes committed by the Wagner Group. The tribunal had already issued an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin earlier this year in March. Due to recent events, the Polish army has regrouped combat helicopters from the 1st Airborne Brigade of the Land Forces and the 25th Air Cavalry Brigade near the border with Belarus. Pilots who built their experience during missions in the Middle East will be stationed there.